What is up, my crime crazy people? Welcome to Veil of Humanity. I am your host, Kimberly Taylor, and today we are going back to my episodes called On Ice. This is where we will discuss missing person, unsolved, and cold cases. Alright, let's jump right into it. I'm going to take you back to January 10th of 2002. Georgetown, Texas. A quiet central Texas community awakens on a cool winter morning, but by nightfall, a bright, spirited 19-year-old is gone, without warning, without a trace, and without answers. Today, I am bringing you the case of Rachel Cooke. Rachel Louise Cooke was a vivacious, athletic young woman with her whole life ahead of her. She was home from San Diego Mesa College in California, where she was studying and running with the college cross-country team. Her family members remember her as someone full of energy. She was unafraid to try new things, and she had dreams of fashion. She had friends, she had life, she was human, she was enjoying life. On the morning of January 10th, 2002, Rachel went out for a routine run, something she had done countless times, many occasions, which is what a lot of us do. We go out for a walk, we go out for a run, we take the dog out, just our normal everyday routine. We don't expect anything at all to happen. It was around 9:30 a.m. when she set out on her 4-mile training route around her parents' neighborhood in the North Lake subdivision of Georgetown. Neighbors later reported seeing her just about 200 yards from her house, appearing like any other runner, heading back home after a workout. That was the last confirmed sighting of Rachel. Hours passed with no sign of her. Her parents grew concerned. Her father returned home later that afternoon expecting to find her preparing for errands, but she wasn't there, and there was no note, no indication of her plans. Nothing was found. So at that point, an extensive search began immediately. Volunteers, neighbors, and law enforcement combed fields, roadsides, and wooded areas around Georgetown. Flyers went up, television stations covered the story, and it quickly became one of Central Texas' most haunting cold cases. Despite the immense search effort, no solid trace of Rachel was found. The years turned into decades, and the case grew colder, but not inactive. Over time, investigators followed numerous leads. At least 2,000 tips have come into authorities, according to the Williamson County Sheriff's Office. One major development, though, did come out in 2018, when law enforcement located a white Pontiac Trans Am matching the description of a car seen in the neighborhood that day when Rachel vanished. The vehicle was brought back to Williamson County for forensic testing, and preliminary results indicated a possible presence of blood in the interior. But details were kept close to protect the investigation. Sketches of persons of interest were also released by the sheriff's office on anniversary dates of her disappearance. Witness descriptions were re-interviewed over the years to refine these sketches, but none have led to an arrest. Which kind of makes me question, because over time our memory kind of fades and we misconstrue details, and after seeing everything in the media, are we making up more details and going, oh yeah, I remember this. Questions. Behind every headline and lead is a family still waiting. Rachel's mother, Janet Cooke, has spoken publicly about the psychological toll of not knowing what happened to her daughter, a pain that has been echoed by her friends, her classmates, and the whole Georgetown community. Anniversaries of her disappearance draw gatherings and memories, not just of loss, but of love and hope. Even more than 2 decades later, family and law enforcement continue to plead with anyone who might have information to come forward. The FBI has offered a reward, once listed at up to $50,000, for information that might help locate Rachel or advance this case. So how does a young woman simply disappear while running in broad daylight just yards from her house? That question has haunted this case since 2002. No matter how much time goes by, the heart-wrenching reality remains. Rachel Cooke left home on a run, and she never returned. Her story is a reminder that even in close-knit communities, unsolved mysteries can endure, and justice can still be pursued. If you or anyone listening today has any information, no matter how small it may seem, please reach out to the Williamson County Sheriff's Office or the FBI. One tip could finally turn the tide, and we can bring this beautiful girl home to rest. We will have information posted in the show notes for you to be able to contact them if you have any details. All right, my crime crazy people, we will be back next week with a brand new episode. To see all of our source material, please consult the show notes. If you don't mind, please leave us a review, 5 stars if you will, and let us know how we are doing. Don't forget to click that subscribe, follow button, and catch us on our social medias, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. We are also working on setting up with Epic Studios, which is new. It's similar to TikTok, at Veil of Humanity Podcast. Also, if you have any questions, you want to provide feedback, or you even have a case suggestion, please send us an email at veilofhumanity@gmail.com. On Ice is hosted by Kimberly Taylor. Veil of Humanity is hosted by Melonie, Yelvington, and Kimberly Taylor. Produced and edited by Courtney Santos. Music is Phoenix by Lucjo, a Bronc Bay production. Okay, Bronc, tell the people we will see them again next week.